Today I want to introduce you a movie. A rich man becomes loser overnight. But in return, he got a super pretty wife. From then on, he didn't want to go back to his rich life anymore. This romantic fantasy movie called The Family Man. The story took place in 1987. A couple who just graduated from university are saying goodbye at the airport. Our main guy Jack is going to London for an internship. His girlfriend Kate didn't want him on the plane. However, Jack promised that he would come back after just 1 year. And he believes this will not affect their love, but it's been 13 years since he left. Jack is now a Wall Street executive. Living a luxury life with money and beauty. This beautiful lady is getting dressed. She's the girl he just met last night. Jack is still single. But he's a playboy. Even the rich lady downstairs, he didn't miss teasing her. The security guard is also making friend with him. Today is Christmas Eve. But he chose to drive his own Ferrari. Go to the company to work overtime. Jack works for a Wall Street large financial company. He got a position as general manager. For him, women are just a pastime. Work is his only pursuit. Apparently, other colleagues don't think so. They just want to go home early to spend Christmas with their wives and children. Here Jack's secretary said. A woman named Kate asked him to call back. Kate was the girlfriend who left him at the airport. Jack won't let his secretary call him back. Because he doesn't know how to face Kate. Maybe you need to relax a bit. Jack chose to walk back to the apartment. Snowflakes are falling tonight. Jack walks into a store. Because he remembered, there is a Christmas tradition of drinking eggnog. At this time, a black man walked into the store excitedly to claim the lottery. But the clerk didn't even look at it and said this ticket was a forgery. Tell him to go somewhere else with a look of disdain. The angry black man pulled out a pistol. Order the clerk to look carefully. Seeing a bloodshed cannot be avoided. Jack came over quickly. Said he was willing to buy this lottery. This resolved the conflict. After walking out of the store, Jack friendly advised the black man not to walk around with guns. It could make a big mistake if not careful. As a result, the black man asked Jack what help he needed. Jack smiled proudly and said I have everything. The black guy laughed. He said that would be funny. Remember this is what you asked for. Then said Merry Christmas to Jack and left. Jack returns to his residence inexplicably, fell asleep directly. The next day when he opens his eyes, he actually found a woman lying on top of him. Take a closer look. Oh my God, isn't this my girlfriend, Kate? Then soon 2 children, one big and one small, also entered the house. A dog also jumped on the bed. They're here for Christmas presents. Jack stood up immediately. And where is his luxury apartment? He put on his clothes in a second and went downstairs in a hurry. And he met Kate's parents. That is, his father-in-law and mother-in-law. Jack rushed out the door in disbelief. And then he rushed back and asked where my Ferrari was. Where is the Ferrari? Father-in-law gave Jack his car key. Jack got in a car and drove right back to his apartment. But the security guard and the downstairs rich lady he often teases don't even recognize him anymore. And they thought he was a lunatic who forgot to take his medicine. Jack was so angry that he drove back to the company. He got the same situation. The company security guard wouldn't let him in at all. Jack took a look. Even the general manager's name was also changed to someone else. He ran out of the door in panic. ANS so happened to meet the black guy driving a Ferrari. The black guy asked him to get in the car and tell him everything is made by him. Jack said he didn't need anything. Now let Jack experience a totally different life. Everything needs to be understood slowly by him. Then passed Jack a bicycle bell. And asked him out of the car. Poor Jack searched the map. Back home where he woke up in the morning. This is a small town in New Jersey. Totally different from the experience in the city. Everyone here knows Jack. His best friend shows Jack the new layout of his home. Jack saw a photo showing 2 of them together. Only then he convinced that they really knew each other. His best friends think Jack is suffering from a midlife crisis. When Jack back home, Kate immediately hugged Jack. She has been so worried for these past few hours, calling all friends and relatives, even called the police. Jack said he went to New York to find his big house. And this house is not my home. You are not my wife either. Kate became angry when she heard this, and asked Jack to stop making such childish jokes. Jack takes out the bell. Ring it twice. No response at all. On the contrary, Kate thinks Jack is stupid. The daughter came over on a car and snatched the bell. She thought it was a gift from her father. Kate asked Jack to change clothes, to attend the evening party. Jack opens the closet. He found that there were some cheap clothes inside, and can only smoke cheap cigarettes at the banquet, and eating foods that make him want to vomit. This is completely different from his previous luxurious life. It's a world of difference, and even learned from people. His wife Kate, she is just an underpaid non-profit lawyer. After the banquet, Jack has to go walk the dog pathetically. Next morning, Jack was awakened by his son's cry. Hurried to look for his wife, found Kate in the bathroom listening to the radio and getting very high, and she opened the bathroom door naked. Jack's face turned red when he saw her body. Kate said, "What are you looking at? This is Tuesday, it's your turn to take care of the kids today." So Jack clumsily changed his son's diapers. The smell is really a little bit overpowering. The daughter quickly guided Jack to do the job. As a result, his son almost peed on his face. Daughter realizes Jack is not her father. Jack has to make some excuses. Tell the daughter that he is just here to experience a different life. Her real father will be back soon. The daughter approaches cautiously and study Jack's face carefully. Just like her real father. She thinks this must be the work of aliens. Still looking like she's about to cry. Begging Jack not to kidnap her and her brother. Yes, Jack agreed. The daughter is so happy. Then Jack, under the guidance of his daughter, sent the son to kindergarten. And his daughter went to a winter camp. Before getting off the bus, his daughter specifically asked Jack to pick her up in the evening. And tell him, do not be late. Because no child likes to be the last one to go home. And learned from the daughter. Jack is working in a tire sales store. As soon as Jack gets to the place, he is shocked. Isn't this a photo of my father-in-law? That's right, it's Kate's father. The shop that was given to Jack to take care of after Kate's father retired. Come to Jack's office. This is no surprise. Messy and cramped. A photo of him and Kate tells him all. This photo taken in 1988. That is to say. He came back from London soon after 1 year. Choose to marry Kate and have children. So his life had been changed into what it is now. At night, Jack saw his original company's big acquisition on the news TV. By right, this is Jack made it happen. Now he has become someone else. This made Jack furious. At this time, Kate hurried over and said, "Dear, why are you still standing there?" The children all went to bed early. Then started to take off Jack's clothes. Jack immediately understood. This is because usually kids around and have no time to enjoy their life. Kate wants to have a good time with him tonight. Look at Kate's face. Jack couldn't help but sigh. You was so beautiful when in college. Now you have become a beautiful and sexy woman. Kate soon became excited when she heard that. Hurry up and put on lipstick. Wear sexy suspenders. But when she came back, found Jack already asleep. How can this be happened? It turns out Jack was pretending to sleep. He's just not mentally ready yet. The next day the family went to the mall. Jack fell in love with a suit. Kate said you look so handsome in it. Jack also seems to have regained his past. The feeling of being superior. But when Kate saw the price, it was $2,400. Tell Jack to take it off quickly. But Jack actually had a little temper. He insisted on buying it, and Kate got angry and had a big quarrel with him. Jack ended up not using his children's education fund to buy suits. On the way home, he apologized to Kate. He said he just doesn't understand who he is now. Why is he so useless? Also asked Kate when she was in college. Have she ever thought about living a life like this in the future? Kate said life is always full of surprises. Jack was speechless. Then asked Kate what was the biggest surprise for you. Kate says their daughter was an accident. Jack was immediately amused. Kate feels that such a life is fulfilling and happy. The next day, Jack was dragged to a bowling alley by his friends to compete. In the past, Jake had skied, fought bulls, and paraglided, but Jake never played this kind of cheap sport. Naturally, the results were disastrous. His friends are also wondering why he was not at this level before. Jack hooked up when he came out. The female neighbor who always wanted to have something happen with him. The female neighbor said that her husband took the children away on weekends. Welcome to her home. Jack proudly showed off to his best friend, and asked him to write down her house number. His best friend found it incredible, and saying, in the past, Jack always advised himself not to be impulsive. It can ruin his happy life. Why is Jack such a scumbag now? The whole town of men are obsessed with Kate. And doesn't Kate smell good now? Once you cheat, you can never take it back. Jack has to figure it out himself. Back home, Jack and Kate get into a fight over a piece of cake. The breathing became heavier and heavier. Happy moment gonna happen soon. But, because of a wrong wording by Jack, Kate lost interest instantly. Jack could only drink by himself. While watching old videotapes. On Kate's birthday, he prepared a surprise. With clumsy singing and affectionate confessions. Let him become a good man recognized by the town. By looking at this, Jack was actually moved by his own feelings. Turns out this is the real love. The next day, Jack was woken up by the dog again, but he won't complain this time. Skillfully warm milk for the son. Get coffee for his wife. Give the bottle to the son and return to the room. Kate is holding a large packaging box. Say happy wedding anniversary. Inside is a nice handsome suit. Then Kate closed her eyes excitedly and stretched out her hands. The embarrassing thing is, Jack didn't prepare anything. Kate thought. Jack forgot their wedding anniversary. A look of disappointment. When making chocolate milk for his daughter. The daughter said that daddy celebrates wedding anniversary every year. He will prepare special surprises for mother. 1 year their family was so poor that he couldn't afford gifts. Just name a star after mother. Mom is still feeling so good and so happy. Jack, the master of picking up girls, suddenly had an idea. In the evening he took Kate, who had not been to the city since they got married, come to a New York's fine dining restaurant. He ordered a few dishes skillfully. Even the waiter praised him for being very tasteful. However, considering their financial situation, Jack replaced the red wine from 1982 with the wine from yesterday. Kate forgave Jack most of the time. Then Jack asked Kate to dance. With the romantic piano music. The elegant dance of the two instantly became the focus of the audience. Jack then tries to confess to Kate. He lived someone else's life. It just started from the moment he opened his eyes that day. Kate didn't understand. Just asking Jack, did that make your life worse? Jack's first reaction was to say no. Then he added that some aspects are indeed. Obviously at this moment. He has fallen in love with this new life. Kate said she had also thought about it. Would she be richer if she didn't marry Jack? But think about it the other way around. Lost Jack and her two lovely children. What's the point of living a rich life? That night, Jack went in with Kate in his arms. This is the hotel he booked in advance. Outside the window is the famous Washington Square Arch. Jack opened a bottle of champagne. Kate says, I will do crazy things when I drink. After the two clinked glasses. Kate said, you are in luck tonight. Jack said from the bottom of his heart that you are so beautiful. It turns out that he has always loved Kate in his heart. They were both destined to be shameless tonight. This morning. Jack is reading the newspaper. His daughter walked by playing the violin. While talking to the son. While changing clothes and getting ready for work. Before leaving the house. Kate chased him out and gave him a passionate kiss, and wished him a good happy day. This feeling is so wonderful. With Jack's brains and skills. Selling tires is so easy. It happened that the previous boss of the company's car had a puncture and he needed to replace it. With his in-depth understanding of the securities market. Jack successfully asked the boss to leave a business card for him. The boss said that after the car is repaired, send it to me yourself. Jack knew the opportunity had come. After the car is repaired, Jack delivers the car himself. The parking guy saw Jack getting out of the boss's car. He is so surprised. The boss really wants to interview Jack, and Jack relies on his understanding of the boss and proficiency in the company's various businesses. He gave perfect answers in the interviews. This allowed him to quickly gain a foothold. Became the director of the company's new business. The boss even assigned Jack a big and luxurious house. Jack told Kate everything as a surprise. But Kate is not happy. She doesn't want to lose her job and come to the city. She doesn't want her daughter to leave the school she likes. What kind of aristocratic school? She just wants to live an ordinary life with her family. Jack can't understand. Why doesn't his wife want to make any progress? In Jack's world, living in a big house and making a lot of money is a life that everyone envies. Kate cried at night and said. She thought she would grow old with Jack here. But if Jack wants to go to the big city, she is also willing to drag her family along with her. She doesn't like doing this. But she loves Jack. Being together is more important than anything else. The next day Jack and his daughter were playing in the yard. He decided to give up the opportunity. Live an ordinary life with Kate. The daughter rides on Jack and says, I knew it. Dad, you will come back. Jack was sorting out daily necessities in the garage at night. The daughter rode over and rang the bell given by the black man. Jack felt something was wrong. Until he went to the supermarket and complained that things were expensive. When checked out, Jack found that the cashier was the black man. Only then he realizes that his experience is over. He loudly asked the black man not to change him back. But the black man says that experience is inherently temporary. Jack stroked his son after returning home. Kissed my half-asleep daughter, tell him he's going back to outer space. And then asked Kate to remember her appearance. If he's missing, go find him. Kate doesn't know what that means. But still agreed. Jack walks the dog for the last time. The sky is snowing like Christmas Eve. Jack sitting on a chair in the bedroom. Looking at Kate and not daring to close her eyes. He is afraid that everything will disappear. But in the end he fell asleep. Wake up. Sure enough, Jack returned to his mansion in New York. Time has returned to Christmas, but when faced with the beautiful woman who came to the door, Jack couldn't seem to get interested. And his Ferrari is back too. He anxiously came to that home in New Jersey. The house is still the same house. But the owner has changed. Back to the company. He is also a superior general manager. There is still a lot of boring work waiting for him. Everything before was like a dream. In the car, Jack suddenly remembered Christmas Eve. His secretary said there was a woman named Kate. Asked Jack to call her back. So he hurried to that address. Sure enough, Jack saw Kate was here. Kate was also successful in her career at this time. She will soon move to Paris to take charge of the branch. Yes, she called Jack. And asked to return the things she gave to Jack before. Jack doesn't care about that. Ask Kate directly if she is married. The answer he got made him extremely excited. Kate is still a single beauty who has no one belongs to. But Kate couldn't care much about him. After returning home, Jack looked at the gifts he had given to Kate before. His mind is full of beautiful memories with Kate. Feeling anxious for a while, he knows if he missed this time, Kate will never come back again. So he made up this mind, and headed to the airport, and stopped Kate who was about to check in the ticket. Kate thought Jack would repeat the same story as 13 years ago, saying those things were in the past. She has to leave now. After saying that, she was ready to go. Jack really doesn't know what reason he uses to keep Kate. He just spoke to her loudly. Everything he has experienced these days. We have a happy home in New Jersey. 2 lovely children. The daughter is not good at playing the violin, but she is trying hard. The house is messy but cozy. We just need to make 122 more loan payments, the house will be ours. You are a non-profit lawyer. The salary is not high, but you love this job. We still love each other after 13 years of marriage. There are many surprises. But we share weal and woe. Kate was immediately attracted by Jack's description. This is simply life she wants. She resolutely decided to stay. On this snowy night, the two of them were sitting face to face in an airport cafe. No one else, but they look so warm. The winter outside the window has nothing to do with them. Because they already have each other. Starring Nicolas Cage, T. Leone and others, the film, The Family Man, produced by Universal Pictures. Undoubtedly a classic among romantic drama films in recent decades. In this slightly sci-fi drama, the director Mr. Brett Ratner cleverly uses the male protagonist's incredible perspective-taking experience. It explains how to deal with career, love and family. What kind of life is a happy life? And this kind of question is exactly what you and I have to ask. Need to think, answer and make decisions. The male and female protagonists' understanding and interpretation of happiness in the film. Thought-provoking. Thanks for watching. See you next time.